It's definitely going to take all 11 of us on defense. I believe that we got a good scheme going into it, and as long as everyone just stays, as long as we have good gap control and everyone does their job and doesn't try to do someone else's job, then I think that as a defensive unit we should be able to contain them.
When you look at Aaron Murray on film, is this one of the best, if not the best quarterback you faced?
Yeah, I definitely think he's one of the best that we've faced. I've seen him make some unbelievable throws and be able to create some plays with his feet that it's hard to find in a quarterback. And I definitely think he's a great quarterback, and they have and along with a lot of great weapons on their offense.
It's the harder thing maybe to defend about Murray. Obviously, he's got the strong arm, but do you worry more about that, or do you worry more about he's obviously a great decision maker, a very intelligent quarterback?
Probably just the fact that he's an intelligent quarterback. He makes all the right checks and seems to be able to put his team and the rest of his guys in a great position to win the games that they've played in. So it's definitely going to be a challenge to be able to disguise and not give away what are the calls that we're in right away, and just be able to try to hide those for as long as we can. And it's gonna be a definite challenge.
Football's become more about spread and creating more space on the outside, but Georgia's more a packet-in team. Do you prefer one over the other, and what's good about facing a team like Georgia that's going to use multiple backs and tight ends?
I don't really prefer one over the other. Georgia just they have a lot of weapons, and they can spread it out and throw it to some great receivers, and they also have some incredible backs that they can just line up and run it. So it's definitely going to be a tough challenge, and they're extremely versatile with big tight ends and great receivers, and obviously a great quarterback and running back. So it's definitely be a challenge.
Talk about the buzz around campus for the game.
Oh, the buzz around campus has been insane for the last month or so, but definitely coming down to this week, that it's definitely picking up a notch now that all the students are back in classes and campus is completely full. That everywhere you see like there's a sign for the game or some advertisement for it or something like that. So the buzz around campus has definitely picked up a little bit, and it's definitely a lot of excitement.
Talk about this from a linebacker standpoint. They do a lot of play action. When you have running backs as good as they have, it's the tendency to kind of look into the backfield a little bit. How cognizant do you have to be of all that and not take the wrong step?
You definitely have to pay a lot of attention to it because, I mean, their formations will give away a couple tendencies and stuff like that. But you always have to be thinking run first as a linebacker with the weapons that they have, and it's definitely gonna be hard to defend running up the field versus being able to get that read immediately and get back in our coverage. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, and it's hard to get that exact look from the scouts and that week during practice. So it's gonna take till game time, and hopefully we can get it figured out.
Speaking of the scouts, what does Chad Kelly look like? Running that, and considering how he's fresh off that knee injury.
He's actually moving around pretty well. I'm surprised at how fast they've got him to come back, and I guess he's taken rehab extremely seriously, and he's been committed, and they've been able to get him back out there a lot sooner than most people expected. And I feel like he's been moving around pretty well. He's not where he was before by any means, but he's definitely making steps in the right direction.
What's your relationship with Stephon like now that you're not competing with one another, but you're playing alongside one another? How's it different than it was last year?
Even when we were competing, we were still good friends and that sort of thing. But this year, I guess it's just being able to be out there with him on the field and be able to battle with each other. We're able to help each other out a lot, and we're always talking during or outside of practice as well as on the field, whether it is about football or not. But we've become great friends and look forward to playing with him this year.
Is that sort of out of necessity, that relationship, because you two are playing with each other, that you really have to grow and understand, all right, if he's doing one thing, I need to know what I'm supposed to be doing and learn each other that way?
Yeah, I definitely think that it's important to have that relationship on the field if you're playing with each other and be able to communicate and efficiently. And I think that we've been able to build that bond, and we've been working well together and looking forward to competing in the games together.